Welcome viewers to News 21, where we unmask the truth. We are often told that time heals everything, but that's not always the case. Time cannot heal colonial crimes, for instance. The massacres committed by most colonial powers are still fresh in the minds of most former colonies, and one nation in particular is far from healing. Between 1885 and 1960, when Leopold II was King of Belgium, over 10 million Congolese died. They were killed by Belgium's policies of forced labor and torture. Belgium orchestrated human rights abuses of the worst kind in Congo. Until date, it is far from being sincerely sorry. From the day Leopold II came to power, he made Congo his personal property. The country was turned into a labor camp, people were forced to grow rubber, and everyone had a quota to meet. While the harvest made Leopold richer, people who couldn't meet up with their quota had their hands chopped off, and those who resisted had their feet cut off too. Apparently, chopping off limbs was a way for Belgian soldiers to prove their superiority. Before King Leopold died, he offered Congo to the Belgian government as a colony, but the suffering and humiliation continued. Congo finally got its independence in 1960, but still, Belgium didn't let go that easy. After independence, the country elected its first prime minister, Patrice Lumumba, who tried to cut off links with Belgium but was later assassinated by Belgian-backed secessionists. Brussels initially denied its involvement in his assassination until 2002, when the Belgian government accepted partial responsibility for his death. A few weeks ago, when present-day King Philip of Belgium announced a trip to Congo, many Congolese thought it was time for Belgium to officially apologize for its colonial atrocities and proceed with some sort of reparations. But when he landed, he said the following words: "On the occasion of my first trip to Congo, right here, in front of the Congolese people and those who still suffer today, I wish to reaffirm my deepest regrets for those wounds of the past." And just like Britain and France, all he had to offer was regrets. For the records, Leopold II was a brother to Philip's great-grandfather, which makes him not just a successor but family. Even though Congolese President Félix Tshisekedi and other politicians have enthusiastically welcomed Philip's visit, a greater majority of the population was disappointed by the lack of an apology. To many Congolese, regrets aren't enough, but a formal apology and a promise of reparations will be the price to definitely turn the page. Be it Britain, France, or Belgium, colonial criminals all hate accountability. Not apologizing for colonial crimes is their way of running away from reparations and burying uncomfortable histories. Brussels has traditionally said very little about colonization and even tried to hide its colonial past by not teaching it in its schools. Hiding history could not stop historical reckonings during an anti-racist protest in 2020 when demonstrators targeted statues of King Leopold II. Sooner rather than later, all former colonial masters will have to officially apologize for their colonial crimes and proceed with reparations, just like Germany did when it apologized to Namibia for its role in the slaughter of Namibians more than a century ago. She officially described it as genocide for the first time and agreed to fund projects worth over €1 billion. Thumbs up to Germany. No matter how long it takes, someday, Belgium will be left with no choice but to apologize. Thanks for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe as a way of supporting us.